We welcome you into week 6 of the Mike Turner Show. Hello, everyone. I'm the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier, alongside Carson-Newman head football coach Mike Turner as we hit the midpoint of the 2019 college football season. And Carson-Newman stomps the Catawba Indians 59-14. Mike, a third straight win by 35 points or more. That's just the third time in school history that a Carson-Newman football team has achieved that feat. And yet another win where you absolutely finish and dominate the second half. What did you see yet again from your team in a dominant victory?
Well, I saw kids trying to get better, and they know that. They know as a complete football team, we talked about we hadn't scored yet on special teams, and they got excited about that. And we continued with our take care of the football and get takeovers, get takeaways. I think we made some progress yesterday in some areas. I told the kids in the locker room after, man, what a great win. They need to enjoy that, get ready for next week. But the main thing is to understand we're still a long way from where we want to get to as far as being consistency, as far as, basic things and executing at times on offense and defense. And it's just a great time of the year to be in this situation where we are midway into the season. And you think about that, you've been together a good while now, so there's some things that should be locking in.
What's it say that your program has left no doubt these past 3 weeks?
Well, I've been very proud of them from that, and especially the way we've come out in the second half and made things happen. And that was one of our focal points, to start this new part of 2019. And one was about first down and making things happen on first down, and the other one was coming out in the second half and establishing yourself and being dominant in that process.
You look at this game and had some issues, primarily with turnovers and with penalties. How do you address those two things?
Well, you go back and look at them and show that, you've got to have people play up to your level. All right, that's what a championship team does. That's what a team does. That's about the team, and you got to make people play up to your level. We can't have those kind of mistakes in a dogfight type football game. You can't make those kind of mistakes. I know how the situation was yesterday, but you still got to be a man, and you got to be above some of those things.
Carson-Newman gets the win over the Catawba Indians 59-14. We'll break down the first half when we come back after these messages on the Mike Turner Show.
When I was looking at nursing programs, I had a lot of options, but I found out they're not all the same. I wanted a program with an excellent reputation and the best instructors. I found all that and more at Carson-Newman University. And Carson-Newman offers options: online and classroom, bachelor's and master's, and traditional or accelerated programs. So if you want to be a world-class nurse, then get a world-class education at Carson-Newman University.
Learn more at cn.edu.
Back on the Mike Turner Show as Carson-Newman triumphs over Catawba 59-14. I'm Adam Cavalier alongside the Eagles head man Mike Turner. Mike, a first half, you go up 21-0 at the halftime break and kind of had some hills and valleys early. Had a pick on the opening possession for Catawba, but then fumble away your opening possession before the offense finally gets on track. And when it did, Derek Evans and Antonio Wimbush were operating two 40-yard chunk plays to flip field position. What did you see on your second drive of the game with Evans and Wimbush reeling off long runs?
Well, I think they just settled down and got it done. And that first fumble, no excuse. That we were running the speed option, and pitch the football, you catch the pitch. We had people in position to block, the arc block, and the wall off, and had a chance for a great play. But our kids come back, and they didn't get shook. They came back and executed and got locked into some things. And we knew we were going to get some maybe some different looks and things out of Catawba, as you always do. And they settled in and started executing. And when we do that and we play and be who we're supposed to be and take care of the football, we have a chance to be successful.
Third straight week with at least 350 yards rushing. What have you seen out of your offensive line in this stretch that has keyed those efforts?
Well, I think the word's consistency. It all goes back to, you have confidence, and we talked to the kids yesterday in the last few weeks of talking about, hey, you know how, you know who, when, and that's that you have confidence because you've repped things and just go out and execute and play and have a good time.
You talk about execution, really executed well on first down again. A third straight week where you average at minimum 8.5 yards a carry on first down. That was the emphasis after the loss to Wingate in week 3. How pleased are you with how pervasive that influence has been?
Well, it has been, and they understand, and that's how we start every meeting. That's how we start every practice in the 11-on-11 situation. And they know what the deal is. They know they need to play hard, and they need to think fast, and they need to and just go execute and expect it. A lot of things in this world, brother, are about expectations. Okay, and most of the time, you get what you expect, and our kids are expecting to be to do well on first down, and we expect them to do that, and that sets the tone for everybody. It sets the tone for defense. It sets the tone field position-wise, kicking game. So in this offense for this football team, that's a very, very critical down.
Didn't throw the ball a ton, but when you did, it was very effective. 3 completions all over 20 yards, and 2 of those on screens. Didn't really need to throw the ball. Your ground game was, again, getting 8.5 yards a carry on first down.
We've got to do better with that. And we had a post pattern with Braxton. If we just throw the football where it's supposed to be, it's a touchdown. They had a safety up helping to the 2 receiver side, and he's one-on-one on the backside with 2/3 of the field. And that's pretty good odds for Braxton Westfield. And we've just got to execute that better. And everybody on our football team saw how open that was, and we got to get that one done, and we will. We'll make that one happen. I was proud of Romaine Kelly catching it on the get it right there. And you know what people don't understand, Romaine caught the ball. He made a great play. But the guy that made it happen was Braxton Westfield because he had the defender walled off totally.
Just how nasty are those two, Romaine Kelly and Braxton Westfield, at blocking downfield?
Well, when you go take that height and that size and arm length, they can get on the DB in a hurry. And their advantage is it's hard for the defensive back to see around them. And if they'll explode and get off the ball and get on those people, then we got a great chance throwing screens to each other, the get-it type deal, the bubble, option football, all of that pays off. Plus, it pays off for them. You get ready to run play action.
Eagles were up 21-0 at the halftime break. We take a look at those first half highlights.
Down lineman for Carson-Newman on 3rd and 12, rushing 4. Davis back to pass, steps up, throws over the middle of the field. That's over top of everybody and intercepted by DeMarcus Jones on the beak of the Eaglehead logo at the Catawba 43-yard line. So the Eagles get some sudden change as Kendall Davis airmails the 3rd down pass, and the Eagles. Evans takes, gives the late handoff up the middle for Wimbush. Wimbush is into the 2nd level. Wimbush, a stiff arm and a hurdle across the 40. He passes midfield, angling left to the sideline and forced down in Catawba territory by Ferguson down at the 47-yard line. 40 yards for the Catawba 47. Evans takes, runs the option to the right side. Evans fakes the pitch. He's off to the races across the 30 and 20. Evans along the right sideline, cuts back to the right and steps out of bounds inside the 10, down at the 5-yard line. 42 yards for Derek Evans, and the Eagles cashing the Indians down the field. 40 yards for Wimbush, 40 yards for Wimbush. Salisbury split backs. Evans takes, trap left side Salisbury. Salisbury powering his way forward, and Dimitri Salisbury tosses a little steak sauce on it. Touchdown, Carson-Newman. Dimitri Salisbury, the trap to the left from 2 yards out, and Carson-Newman draws first blood. 6-0 with 7:55 to play in the first quarter. On 3rd down so far. Davis takes the draw up the middle for Good, and Good is slammed in the backfield. A loss of 5, back to the 29. Darius Williams sticks him, as does Antonio Henderson, and the Eagles. Evans takes, gives on the dive, left of center, Wimbush. Wimbush lurching forward to the house. Touchdown, Carson-Newman. Career score number 32 for Antonio Wimbush. The Eagles are up 13-0, pending the outcome of this penalty marker. Evans under center, split backs on 3rd and 4. Evans back to pass, looking to the right, has the throwback screen complete to Dindy, and Dindy with a lot of running room. Has the first down across the 30 and 40, angling to the right boundary, up to close to midfield, and grabbed from behind by Melvin, up at the 48-yard line. Throwback screen works for 24 yards for Troy Dindy. Evans fakes the dive to Dindy. He keeps it himself. Evans making people miss across the 40. Evans to the 30 and 20. Evans a man to beat across the 10 and 5. Evans will take it all the way. Touchdown, Carson-Newman. 52 yards on the ground for Derek Evans. His 30th career score. And the Eagles are up 20-0 with 2:58 to play in the second quarter. Out of the shotgun. Takes the snap at the waist, steps back, he's pressured, hit, and sacked. Trezell Giardini-Weish off the edge.
Those are the first half highlights. Eagles are up 21-0 at the halftime break. Mike Turner, what was your message in the halftime locker room?
Well, just, gosh, we needed to go back to execute, put what we worked on all week, just make those things happen, make sure we're playing together. We got defense in there and told them, gosh, they were in control of it. And the whole football game was 21-0. And we probably gave away 2 touchdowns on a penalty and then on a pick down there. But we threw the pick on the 5-yard line. That's like punting the football down, and that ain't bad. But we were the team in control, and we just need to go back and execute. And we talked. We get the football first, we'll go score. I went, no, we're going to take the opening kickoff back for a touchdown. And thank goodness, man, those kids did a great job executing the kickoff return, and Marcus ripped it.
Probably need to smack the host for not mentioning it until this late in the show. 3 special teams touchdowns. Marcus Williams, a 95 kickoff return for a touchdown. Devon Moore. He is the fastest man in college football for a reason with that 10-1-2 speed in the 100-meter dash. He actually runs 100 yards in 11 seconds in a live football game, which go figure that one out, but that's why he scored. And then Caleb Goins recovers a blocked punt in the end zone. Just how special were special teams on Saturday?
It was just awesome to watch their work pay off, and where they could have some productivity on special teams. And Ryan Randall comes in and blocks the punt, and Caleb picks it up, gets it in the end zone, and we start the second half with Marcus doing that, and we'd come back and had Devon at receiver in one of those series and threw a flag pattern to him, and he caught that, and then they had the long run, I think, on the touchdown. We gave that up, and then boom, the next play is a kickoff return. And our kids, you could see the love for Devon Moore. We got a 15-yard penalty, but,
Is that the one penalty you're okay with?
I'm all right with that one. Yeah. I can live with that one. They were just excited for him, and he's a great kid, and everybody knows what kind of athlete he is. But he wasn't going to be denied on that one. Now he was gone, and then our kids got fired up, and I went, "Yeah, it's okay."
Eagles get the job done over at Catawba, 59-14. We'll break down the second half when we come back after this on the Mike Turner Show. Back on the Mike Turner Show as Carson-Newman triumphs in Week 6, 59-14. Mike, a second half where yet again your defense dominates and puts you into a position, along with some special teams help, where you probably scored more points than you would have without those massive moments. How proud are you of your team for absolutely leaving no doubt and finishing?
No, I'm grateful for their excitement, and I'm grateful for how excited they get for each other. And it's a great sign of a football team that's continuing to grow and get better. And we got plenty of improvements there to get better at, but for them to be coming together, to be excited for each other, for all parts of the game, the three parts to be clicking. You just know that you got to come back and practice even better, come back and practice even harder, because we go back to that part we talked about. You can be common or uncommon, and uncommon won't let themselves be satisfied.
Second consecutive week where you have 12 different men carry the football. What's that say about what you've been able to do to keep legs fresh?
Oh, it's been great. When I looked this morning, I looked at the video and I counted the snaps that Wimbo had. I think he had 35 or 36 snaps and still had a great productive day. But it's very critical to get the next set of backs in, because we live in this game of football. It's the next man up, and you better hope the next man up's prepared and ready to go. And I think our kids are getting reps and having a chance to play.
Certainly, we're at quarterback. Derek Evans, a player of the week type game with 8 carries for 154 yards. But your quarterbacks in general, between Tyler Thackerson and Micah Young, account for more than 200 yards rushing on the ground by themselves, plus 3 touchdowns. Tyler Thackerson scores, Micah Young scores, first time since 2008 that 3 quarterbacks have all scored rushing touchdowns in a single game. What'd you see out of Thack and Micah that let you know that, hey, they're operators too?
Well, you know that in practice. You know that you've seen them in games previously, and it's a great reward for those kids to get reps, to practice that, hey, I'm being number one, and then I get in there and I get to lead drives that were game-winning drives. In essence, when you're going over 60 and 70 yards on those drives and finally put it in the end zone, that's been very productive.
Defensively, Rondro Peebles has his second career 10-tackle game, and headlined a defense that held a third straight team to under 275 yards of total offense. Why was your defense as crisp as it was?
I think they're just getting better every week. They're getting healthier every week. Okay, and that has a lot to do with it. And they're a bunch that knows how to get after it. They know how to make plays, and they get excited about it. I like the way they're continuing to improve.
Carson-Newman gets the win over the Catawba Indians, 59-14. We take a look at the second half highlights.
Some action out of Marcus Williams and Ray Arteridge. Williams will bring the kick from the 6 along the right hashes. Williams straight ahead across the 25 and 30. Williams splitting the hashes. He's across midfield. Williams in a foot race. Gets a bump block. Williams across the 10 and 5. Marcus Williams takes it all the way. Touchdown, Carson-Newman. A 94-yard kickoff return for Marcus Williams, his second career kickoff return for a touchdown, and the Eagles are up 27-0, 13 seconds into the second half. That worked at their own 32. Evans takes, runs the option to the right. Evans into space across the 40. He's got the first down and more. Evans wheeling away along the right sideline, inside the 30 and 20. Evans inside the 15, and forced out deep in Catawba territory by Chris Page down at the 13-yard line. Derek Evans is over 100 yards rushing for the 4th time in his career. Snap comes back. Udy's hold is down. Kraft's kick is up, and Kraft's kick is through. So Nate Kraft connects on his 3rd career field goal, this one from 29 yards away. And the Eagles have a 31-0 lead on. This is 3rd and 10 from the 19 for the Indians. Davis takes the snap, sprints out to the right, throws to the right for good, incomplete. Spectacular defense by Desmond Farrell. Farrell launches himself horizontal. Eagles, Thackerson under center. Takes the snap, gives no. Thackerson option keeper right side. Thackerson soars into the end zone. Touchdown, Carson-Newman. Tyler Thackerson calls his own number. Fakes the dive to McCowan and then scoots in for 6. Eagles are up 37.
But the pressure of CN thwarts that.
Kryle on the punt. It's a low snap. It's between Kryle's legs. Kryle gets it off. It's blocked. It's at the 4. It's in the end zone. It's picked up. Touchdown, Carson-Newman. Ryan Randall blocks it. And Caleb Goins recovers it in the end zone. Touchdown, Carson-Newman. Eagles are up 44-7. And the coaching staff fired up to our left. Caleb Goins with the look what I found touchdown off the pump block. Devon Moore in motion to the wide side left. Young takes. He's back to pass. Throws it to the left sideline to Devon Moore. Moore runs under it, hauls it in, complete down at the 7-yard line along the left sideline, and he steps out of bounds.
Patient probably since high school.
Young takes on 1st and goal from the 7. Young, a stiff arm in the backfield. He's across the 5. Young reaching for the end zone. Touchdown, Carson-Newman. Big boy move in the backfield for Micah Young. He takes it himself. And Young becomes the 3rd different quarterback to score for Carson-Newman. Eagles have put half 100 on the Indians. Up 51-7 with 3:26 to play in the 4th quarter. 14. Kryle strides forward, strikes it with his right foot, and Moore will receive it at the 7. Moore with a head of steam straight ahead across the 30. Start and stop move. Moore across the 45 and 50. Devon Moore coasting inside the 20 and 15. Devon Moore, sprinter speed. He is the fastest man in college football. Touchdown, Carson-Newman. Devon Moore, 97 yards to the house. And the Eagles are up 58-14. Some penalty markers out after the fact. 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns today for the Eagles.
All right, those are the second half highlights as Carson-Newman dominates Catawba 59-14. We'll step aside for a break, come back with our Eagle Spotlight after these messages on the Mike Turner Show.
You know, between raising a family and working a full-time job, I never thought I'd be able to get my degree. But Carson-Newman University made it easy. Between online courses and on-campus classes that fit my schedule, I'll have my degree in no time. That's good for me, and it's good for my family. You know, it's never too late to get a world-class education. I'm getting that education at Carson-Newman University.
Learn more at cn.edu.
Welcome back to Week 6 of the Mike Turner Show. Carson-Newman triumphant 59-14 over the Catawba College Catawba Indians. Time now for our Eagle Spotlight, and this week Mark Mausner shines it on freshman running back Troy Dendy.
How does a guy go from being a redshirt freshman who doesn't see the field once in his opening year to leading the team in rushing touchdowns through the first 5 weeks of the following season? More specifically, though, how did Carson-Newman's Troy Dendy do that? Freshman Carson-Newman running back Troy Dendy has been able to soar up the depth chart after spending his entire redshirt year fostering a brotherhood with senior running back Antonio Wimbush.
I learned a lot for Wimbo. You know, he's an All-American here. And, you know, he's going to leave a legacy when he leaves here. Hopefully I can fill in that spot when he leaves. So I just learned a lot from him every single day. I'm still learning from him today. Not only was Dendy smart enough to seek out Wimbo's guidance, but one of the greatest Eagle running backs of all time was generous enough to be an open book.
Career score number 32 for Antonio Wimbush.
I'm very competitive, but at the same time, I'm not selfish. And it's like whenever I got here, I had the older guys, they took me in, and just honestly building that connection with them. And I look at Troy as a little brother, honestly. So just being there, being able to help him, and also the other young guys, it's pretty good.
Last year when you looked around everywhere, you saw Antonio, you saw Troy following him. And I think that's a great testament to Troy. He found somebody that's really good at it. You want to be really good at it. You follow him and you figure out what makes him good.
Dendy leads the team in rushing touchdowns with 4 through the first 5 games. Slowly but surely, Dendy's idol has become a friendly rival.
I learned last year what to do, what type of read, what type of step I should take, you know. And he just on me every day, like, you know, that's the right step. You know, now it's becoming like a competing. Like I love competing with him now. They're making me and him better.
And when you see him come off of the block and fit tight off of that guy, take the space out of it, you know, those are some of the details that he didn't understand when he first got here. And you can explain it, you can tell him over and over and over again, but having a guy in the room that he can see it on tape and why it works really helps.
Check the stopwatch on the Lawrence, South Carolina native.
It keeps me competitive as well. So I'm like, man, you know, you scored all these touchdowns, I want one, you get what I'm saying? But like I told him, I was like, man, I enjoy seeing you run. Just seeing you grow, man, it's exciting. And I'm definitely looking forward to his future.
And while that future looks promising after Denny's hot start, he's got a long way to go to reach the heights that Wimbush has.
Like I said, just being consistent, honestly. His work ethic can grow much more.
We were talking about some things with route running yesterday that he, you know, needs to kind of work and improve on. And, you know, just be able to kind of see, okay, this is where you started on video, this is where you finished. Let's reestablish this and determine where do we want to be when we start next year, where do we want to be when we finish next year. And just kind of not just do that for the next year, but like even at the end of his career.
Perhaps most importantly, Dendy believes in himself, not just to match his predecessors, but to surpass those that came before him.
Hopefully everything that Wimbo got him, probably more, you know, All-American, sack, all that. I just want to come for everything, you know, there's no limit. So just try to accomplish everything that I can.
For the Eagle Sports Network, I'm Mark Mausner.
All right, thank you very much, Mark. Mike Turner, Troy Dindy. What an effort for a freshman running back player of the week a week ago. How proud are you of what he's accomplished in his first season here?
That's just watch Troy grow up, to keep improving, not only as a football player, but as a young man, continue to grow and mature. And, you know, he's a guy that you saw that possibility, you saw that explosion in high school. And I like the look in his eye right now. I like the mission he's on, and I think he's going to be something special in the future for us.
Feels like an eternity since you actually had to go on the road, but
pretty special.
3 straight weeks of home football, 3 straight blowout wins, but certainly the level of difficulty goes up immensely this week. A top 10 team on the road awaits in Hickory and the Lenore-Ryan Bears, and between both Lenore-Ryan and Carson-Newman, 2 football teams that are playing awfully well right now. What do you have to do to have a chance against the defending SAC champs?
Just be us, all right? Just be us. Don't try to be anything else. Don't try to play any different than we have played the last 3 weeks. Go out and talk about execution the same way. Go out on defense and talk about assignments, and, gap control, coverage in the backside. Just be sound in what we're doing. Be sound on offense. Be sound on defense. Be sound in the special teams area, because that's what Lenore-Ryan is. They're a very sound football team. They've come a long way in making sure they believe in what they're doing. I think our kids are believing in what they're doing, and should be a great football game.
should be everything that you would hope for a game on October 19th.
Absolutely.
Mike Turner, pleasure as always. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks, Adam. I appreciate your help, brother.
That's Carson-Newman head football coach Mike Turner. I'm the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier. This has been the Mike Turner Show. Thanks for watching.